This is a Tobii Eye Tracker 5. Recently I was given one to use with Farming Simulator 2022 and it's difficult to describe just how much it improves your experience. You're probably wondering what it is, so let me explain. When you use a Tobii Eye Tracker 5 whilst playing Farming Simulator, your eyes and your head act as the camera. Every single natural head or eye movement is reflected by the in-game camera, creating the most immersive Farming Simulator experience I have ever tried personally. Handling vehicles and equipment feels much more realistic and forms a completely new experience within the game. Now you're probably wondering how, right? Well, let me summarize it. The Tobii Eye Tracker 5 combines next generation tracking and intelligent sensors to make sure every single eye and head movement is picked up. Once picked up by the sensors, it's instantly reflected in the game, and your camera moves to wherever your head or eyes are pointing in real life. Over the next couple of minutes, you're going to see just how to use it in Farming Simulator and get a glimpse of just how realistic and powerful this is. There's going to be some gameplay where you can see exactly what Tobii Eye Tracker 5 does while I'm playing Farming Simulator and see how it's linked to me in real life. To use the Tobii Eye Tracker 5, you simply need to just plug it into your laptop or your computer with the USB cable that it comes with. And then after a couple of seconds, everything is ready to go. Something that's really great about the Tobii Eye Tracker 5 is that you don't need to manually install drivers or software. It does the entire setup automatically, leaving you waiting for just a couple of seconds before everything's ready to go. Setting up the eye tracker took me less than a minute and the instructions were really easy to follow. So I didn't have any trouble setting it up and it was really simple and easy to get along with. Even using a curved monitor, it tracks my movements precisely and doesn't have any problem with curved screens, making it suitable for whatever type of monitor you may have. And from my own personal experience, using the Tobii Eye Tracker with Farming Simulator 2022, it makes the game much more realistic and feels a lot more natural than just using a mouse and a keyboard. Whilst using it, I found myself becoming a lot more immersed in the game and it is a completely different experience compared to playing without it. I can't stress this enough, it completely changes the game and how you're playing. I personally would never have thought it would make such a big difference until I actually tried it out and started playing with it. So if you are out there looking for that extra layer of realism into the game, then this is definitely an option that you need to look into and have a look at. Along with this, the Tobii Eye Tracker works even whilst using any form of glasses. And having tested this myself, I can say that it does not affect the accuracy of the tracker and it works just as well for me as it does having the glasses on as it does having the glasses off. Regardless of the lens and the type of glasses, it works perfectly fine. I know this is a common concern and a couple of you may be thinking about this right now, but I can assure you from my own personal experience trying it out and other people's that it does not affect how your eye and head movements are tracked. If you're following the gameplay, then you can see how just the Tobii Eye Tracker makes such a big difference when you're farming in FS22 compared to just playing with a keyboard and mouse. Definite improvement I noticed was that when you're playing, you can look around the full cabin rather than the space you're able to move in being limited to just your mouse. However, it did take me a while to get used to playing with the Tobii Eye Tracker, so maybe that is something that might take you a couple of days, maybe a few hours of playing to get used to, as I found that my eyes were moving up and down and then the camera was following it, and yeah, I ended up getting stuck when I was meant to be looking one way and I ended up looking the other way. However, it does make the game much more realistic and really immerse you into the experience, so it's definitely a really helpful tool if you want to look into doing stuff like that. And within the gameplay, you can see the bubble appearing on the screen, which shows exactly where I'm looking and what the eye tracker picks up. This is really helpful as well, so you can have this on too. So you can see where you're looking at all times, and this can really help you get more used to using the eye tracker, help you immerse yourself in the game a lot more. Whilst playing around with it, I had my lights turned off to see what it looked like in dark conditions, and to my surprise, the sensors works perfectly just as it did when the lights were on. So there's not an issue with lights and darkness when you're using the sensors. They still pick up where your eyes are looking and when your head moves, so it's definitely not an issue if you're thinking about playing in the dark, playing in a room that doesn't have as good as lighting as you might wish. After playing around with it, I would really recommend the Tobii Eye Tracker. And if you're looking for a way to really improve your Farming Simulator experience on top of how you already do, this is definitely a tool for you and you should look into getting. Plus, not to mention, you can use the link in the description to get 20% off this Black Friday, and you can also enter the sweepstakes to potentially win a Tobii Eye Tracker 5 and more prizes. If you're using a wheel or you're using another peripheral, this can be a really good addition to your setup, and it's definitely worth having a look at even if you don't go ahead and purchase one. But just learning about how eye trackers work and how it can really immerse you in the game is definitely a useful thing going forward in Farming Simulator. Just to point out as well, Farming Simulator 2022 has native support for head and eye trackers, so it makes it even more simple to set up. So when you get into the game and you use the Tobii Eye Tracker 5, it automatically sets itself up and you can go straight into a game and play with it. That is definitely one of the best things about the Tobii Eye Tracker, and I love that you can just go straight ahead, plug it in and play. It only took me a couple of seconds to set up, but I would definitely recommend looking over the help documents online so you can familiarize yourself with the platform and with the software. I'm really looking forward to trying this out more with Farming Farming Simulator, and there may be more videos that come with the Tobii Eye Tracker, so stay tuned for those. I would really like to thank you all for sticking around to the end of the video, and if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and make sure you subscribe if you want to see more content, and leave a comment below what your opinions on the Tobii Eye Tracker are, and make sure you do go and enter the sweepstakes to potentially win one for free. If you want to go purchase one yourself, you can use the Black Friday link in the description. It's at the top of the description, and you can just go ahead, take a look. It's got all the information about the Tobii Eye Tracker on that page, so you can go have a look there, see what it's like. And I'm going to play a trailer now for the Tobii Eye Tracker so you can see what it's like.